Hello everyone, I'm Curious, and this year I got the opportunity to join Drac at Hascon 2017. Now Hascon is Hasbro's new toy convention they started this year, which includes all the Hasbro properties you would expect. They had Transformers, Magic the Gathering, My Little Pony, Beyblades, there was some D&D stuff there, they had Play-Doh and Tonka and tons of little kid properties, and they even had a fairly large presence from Star Wars, Disney, and Marvel, because they own the rights to make toys for a lot of those properties. But of course what we really care about is the Nerf. And Hasbro showed off quite a few blasters that we haven't seen before, and that hadn't even been leaked yet. Of course the Kronos was there, but there was some new stuff, and along with Drac I got the opportunity to actually have some hands-on time with these blasters and try them out and fire them, and I figured I'd give you all my first impressions of the different blasters. So here we go. So the blaster me and Drac were most excited for, and kind of the whole reason we were there, was the Nerf rival Kronos, which is an awesome little pistol that actually gets rival performance and has a 5-round internal magazine, just feels really nice in the hand. It's just this perfect rival sidearm package that we've all been wanting. It's not some reconfigured Apollo or some other garbage. It's actually a very awesome design, and we even managed to get our hands on the Deadpool Kronoses, which just look fantastic. They're obviously the same blaster, it was just with a nicer paint job, but they look really cool. The deco is really well done, and I'm very excited for the Kronos. I will definitely be buying several of them. Now the one blaster that everybody knew about already but still really surprised us was the Mediator. It's the new Modulus blaster that is 3 guns in one. Each one is sold separately for, I'm assuming, $20. You've got the central blaster, which is another Retaliator style platform, but it is front prime and slam fire out of the box, loads from the side like a Rampage, and it's just super nice. It's really compact. It's got everything you want from that kind of blaster already without having to add a kit to it. I'm a little worried that it is primed via gears because of the layout of the handle and where the breech would have to be. There's just not a lot of room to do that directly, but we shall see once we get the internals on it. But overall it's a really nice little blaster. The front gun is what surprised us the most, though. It's actually an air tank. It is a back pressure tank that fires all 3 darts at once. You pump it 5 or more times and hit a little blast button on the side, and it's an air gun. It's not a triad like everybody was expecting, like I was expecting actually, and I'm really excited for that front gun. I can see lots of people turning that into a master key. It is perfect for integrations. It's just this really simple 3-shot air tank that you can do a lot of stuff with. And the stock blaster is great. It's just a double strike that fits into a stock. It's a nice little holdout pistol. It feels a little nicer to prime than the double strike for some reason to me, and it feels a little smaller. But overall it's just a double strike, 2-shot smart AR, hammer prime pistol, but now it's in the Modulus line. So that's pretty cool as well. Overall the Mediator is just awesome, and I was not excited for it going into Hascon, and leaving Hascon it might be my #1 blaster that I want to get my hands on. Now the Helios is Hasbro's final nail in the coffin for the Apollo. It's just a redone Apollo that takes everything people hated about the Apollo and fixes it. It's got a nice side bolt prime that is spring-loaded and will rack forward on its own if you let go of it and chamber around. It still feeds the magazine through the handle like the Apollo, but the prime is so much smoother, the trigger is so much smoother, it doesn't sound like it's going to explode when you fire it. And it even holds a little nicer, like the stock might actually feels like it's the right length, and it has a back plate instead of just being this square thing. It is just, let's take the Apollo and actually make it good.
Springs forward by itself. The action is much smoother than the Apollo. Consumers were telling us they did like the through grip magazine loading, so we retain that. And we also provided for the opportunity to take, if you happen to be left or right-handed, you can move the side for the cocking hand. This blaster is super fun, super accurate, and we're just really excited about it.
Yeah, and that'll be released January 1st of 2018.
Now, the first of the new blasters that Hasbro showed off that we had never seen before was the Rev Reaper, which is a new blaster in the Zombie Strike line that is just came completely out of left field. It's a very bizarre blaster that I'm a big fan of. It's a magazine-fed blaster that loads from the top and is a human-powered flywheeler, as in it is a dart version of the old school ripsaw that Nerf made a long time ago. You pull the handle back and it revs this large flywheel, and at the end of the pump stroke it throws a dart into the flywheel and launches it. The performance was actually surprisingly good, and I feel like there's a lot of opportunity to do some tinkering and mess with this new mechanism that they've handed us. It had a really interesting magazine that looked like it was wrapped in barbed wire, just another cool magazine mold, kind of like the Double Dealer and other blasters that we've seen recently. It's just a really funky, janky looking Zombie Strike blaster that uses a mechanism we haven't seen since the Ripsaw, and I'm excited to play around with it. It felt really smooth to fire. It felt a lot easier to aim than most slamfire only blasters, because the dart is being launched at the very end of the stroke. It felt like you could actually control where you're aiming a lot better. It makes a really cool, janky, revving noise that me and Drac were amused by, and it's just it's a hideous, weird, janky little gun that has a really interesting mechanism that's going to be fun to tinker with, and it was just a pleasant surprise that nobody was expecting. It's just a really cool, weird little blaster. Another blaster that we hadn't seen before, that hadn't even been leaked yet, was the Nerf Mega Tri-Break. The Tri-Break is a Nerf Mega pistol that is a 3-shot Smart AR system, similar to a Triad. It's basically a Nerf Mega version of the Triad, except it's got this neat barrel break mechanism that's really just for show. I'm sure you could even load it from the front without opening it up if you wanted to, but it's really fun to just hit the secondary trigger, break it open, add some more darts, and flip it back up. It's just purely for the cool factor of it. It's just a nice little Mega pistol. They took the Mega Big Shock and hooked it up to a 3-shot Smart AR system, and there you go. So, not much to say about it, but it's a neat little fun blaster. They basically made a pistol that does everything the Double Breach does and more in a smaller package that is more fun to play with. So the Surge Fire is exactly what we expected. It's a very simple 15-round drum slam fire front prime blaster that is just nice and reliable and feels good to fire, and is going to be a perfect entry-level HVZ blaster. I like it a lot. It's cool to see that they are still making elite blasters, that everything hasn't just diverged into Modulus, Zombie Strike, Doomlands, etc. And there's not much to say about it, but it's just a really nice blaster that just does exactly what it's supposed to and works. I'm pretty excited for it. I think there will be a decent amount of modding and cosmetic potential for it, because it just looks like a street sweeper, which I'm a big fan of. Yeah, it's a cool blaster. And last, and certainly least, was the new Microshots. Now these are Jolt reskins themed after popular blasters. They showed us 3 of them. They have plans for at least another 6 of them, and they will probably continue as long as they're selling, which they probably will sell very well. It's just this neat little collectible set of Jolt reskins designed exclusively to take Qualcomm's money. It's just, they're neat, they're Jolts. I don't really care about them, but I can see the appeal. I can see a lot of people will have fun collecting these, and it's just a cool little smart move from Hasbro to squeeze some more money out of the Jolt platform. I can't blame them. Now, in addition to the panel where they showed off all the 2018 blasters, Nerf also had a very large setup on the exhibition hall floor, and it was pretty awesome. They had a Nerf Arena where you could go in and grab a blaster and shoot a bunch of little kids for 4 minutes. They had a bunch of firing ranges where you could try out Rival and Mega and AccuStrike and Doomlands and Zombie Strike blasters, everything that's out now. They had a Dude Perfect setup where you throw footballs at the Dude Perfect targets. And they had a huge pile of Modulus parts where you could just walk up and build whatever blaster you wanted and take pictures with it, and it was pretty awesome. So overall, the event was fantastic. I especially enjoyed hanging out with Drac over the weekend and getting to know him a lot better. I got to meet a lot of people from Hasbro and hopefully make some connections for the future. And I just had a ton of fun. Thanks, Drac, for letting me join you. I will definitely be trying to go to Hascon 2018 with you as well. And yeah, it was a blast. I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, this has been Carius reminding you to have fun.